Well, my guest today on Datelineabuja are Mr. Akanji. He's a political and a policy analyst. You're welcome to Datelineabuja.
Thank you.
Then I'm Johannes Wojuola. You is a lawyer and also a political analyst. You're welcome to Datelineabuja.
Thank you very much.
So today we'll be discussing the youth involvement in politics, and of course we know that the high cost of these nomination forms, which is trending right now. Would you say Aya, would you say youths are actually involved in politics now compared to before?
Absolutely, youths are involved in politics. We'll start with the fact that the president signed the Not Too Young to Run bill, which already has been able to reduce the age bracket of those who are contesting for different various elected positions. Mm-hmm. So from the presidency to the Senate to the House of Assembly to the House of Representatives, that's been low already. That's why you can see a lot of young people are buying forms right now across the entire country to run for various positions. So expect that, we'll have a paradigm shift from how it used to be in the past to having a mixed blood of both the old guard and the new order who are emerging right now. So they're really involved.
Okay, so now you say they are really involved, but do you think they are doing it right? You know, before we came on air, we were actually talking about political structures and political platforms.
Yes.
How would you say the youth are actually carrying this politics? Because most of them, for example, campaigns are going on right now, even if we're not allowed to do them, but on social media, and you just see someone from nowhere saying, "Hawa Momo president." Do you think that we're actually going the normal way?
I think we have a very grand picture of what politics is, and we misconstrue the general wider picture of what politics is. We end up mixing politics for running for elections. But politics is political participation.
Yeah.
It's about participating in every activity that involves in the entire process of decision making in government. So politics is not just running for president. It's not just running for the Speaker of House of Reps. I mean, this House of Representatives or Senate or even governor or your state House of Representatives. It's about participating in the process. And like the question you asked in terms of political participation, it's grown, it's happening. A lot of people are now getting interested, but we may not be interested in the real things right now. And maybe a couple of disappointments would happen. When young people say that we want to run for president, we want to run for Senate president, Senate, we want to run for governor, and then along the line we understand that it's bigger than we think, and maybe some of us will lose elections, and then we'll come back and really play the politics. We'll go back to play the grassroots politics, the involvement in the decision making at the council meetings in our villages, the decision making in the local government areas, the whole processes that make up the framework that we call
But
politics.
do you think they are involved in political participation?
Right now, yes, but we may not be as involved as we ought to be, but it's a very, very long journey we have traveled from where we used to be.
Yeah. Okay, back to you, Ayon. Now, you said something about the Not Too Young to Run bill, which of course is a beautiful, brilliant idea. But now the forms are very expensive. If, for example, the presidential form for APC is 45 million and PDP is about 12 million, these are the strong political parties and others, and governorship, all expensive. How would the young people raise such money to run for offices?
Well, politics is about popularity. It's a game of popularity. You have to, once you're popular, we just the president's group just just bought the form for the president. He didn't buy the form. They contributed money across the entire country.
But don't you think because the president is already in power and because people already know him, so they're going to, of course, people are going to contribute money for him? If, for example, I want to become a senator and I have what it takes, but I don't have the money.
Yes, current sourcing. There are different ways of raising money. Like I have a friend running for House of Representative, and they were raising money for the person online
with this kind of amount.
Yeah. And now there's a philosophy behind this amount. It could be outrageous, but we have to understand why the party brought this price into it. Now, the reason why they're talking about is the fact that they don't want to have state funds running the party affairs. That's one. Because if the party has its money for itself, it doesn't have to resort on anyone to come and help it fund, so it can be independent and be ruthless because the party is supreme. But the moment you're trying to be supreme to people and they're still funding your activities, then they haven't seen how you have to do it.
Yeah.
So now with this form, prices are a little bit, in your words, a bit high. The party will raise over 5 billion.
In my words, don't you think they're high?
I feel if I believe in Hawa, we'll raise money for it together.
You think you can raise 22 million naira, 22.5 million naira for me?
Why not? Do you know how many groups can raise money for the president?
Out of the 91, these are like 91 political parties or so we have in Nigeria right now.
Yes.
From the little ones that are just coming up, don't you think these monies are just too much?
I mean, it's not so much. Once you're a very popular candidate, that money will raise for you. Obama raised money. People from 50 naira to 10 naira to 20, spread it across board and see how much that's millions already.
You want to say something?
We have a population of 180 million Nigerians.
Right. Okay.
You're expected to win the votes of at least a majority of these people if you are going to run for president. And that majority is 90 million votes. If we're going to divide it by 95 million votes. Let's say the voting population of 70 million, and then you're expected to win at least 35 million of those votes. If 35 million people contribute to 1 naira, how are you have your form already? So like he said, it's a test of popularity. It's a test of your numbers. It's a test of the believability of the candidates. Candidates around the world, like he mentioned as well, do not go and put money into their accounts and pay for those forms. They raise it through contributions of their support base and their support groups. And support groups are a test. It's part of the political participation process. Support groups are a test of how popular are you? How credible are you? How believable are you among the Nigerian people, or among the people who you are seeking to represent? A poor candidate, but who has the capacity, can always raise money. It's about the believability, and I don't think any candidate has single-handedly sponsored his elections. There are very few, maybe a handful of them or 1-2 of them who possibly have bank accounts that are flowing with millions. But I tell you that the real test of popularity has always been about candidates who have.
Are you now saying that people will actually vote for individuals and not the party in quotes?
Most times, 90% of times.
So now it's not about your party. It's about the individual.
It's about the individual.
What is bringing to the table, actually?
If a person like Buhari, who has commanded support, and if you have followed the trajectory of his electoral journey, you would see that he has had a consistent at least 9 million votes. I said at least 9 million votes through the 3 parties he has run through, from the ANPP. I think it was ANPP, right? Then to the CPC, APP, to the CPC, to the APC. There has been a consistent at least 9 million votes. The people did not vote that they were voting CPC, they didn't vote APP, they were voting a Buhari because this is the person that they believed in. And if you even look at the 2015 elections, there was this conversation about APC sack. It was because there was a Buhari there. And we always talk about the senators who ran on the back of Buhari. They were not popular in their own constituencies, but ran on the popularity of the presidential candidate. Yeah. So a lot of voting goes to the candidate himself, the popularity of the candidate, which reflects on the party.
Yes, but now we're talking about the not too young to run bill, which of course we are introducing new candidates that a lot of people don't know about, and they don't even have the political structures or platforms to even run. But then they're coming out because they're enthusiastic about this, and then they don't have the funds to go about it. Don't you think something needs to be done about this money? What do you think about it?
They do, like for the women, for the ladies now, I think they pay half the price.
Yes, half price.
People with disability also half the price. And then for those who want to, well, I think like you have a point though, to be honest in this. But the democracy is consolidating. We're just maturing the entire political space and all that. So, but I still stand by the fact that if a candidate is popular,
popularity,
that's all it takes. People will come in with their money and say, hey, we're going to fund you for this.
You think so?
Yes.
You believe
Once
so?
you have your vision and your mission very clear, then that will be all.
Okay, but you need a political party.
Yeah, you do.
You said something about structures.
Yes.
A person coming out to run for elections without structures. You see, this is part of the process that we're talking about and political participation.
Yeah.
I tell you that my little experience and my review of government and seeing how things have operated from ministries to departments and even the presidential structure, I've come to understand that a lot of experience is needed, and a lot of experience that involves both the people experience and the government experience is needed for leadership. People experience in the sense that how popular are you among your people? What do you know about their needs? A lot of time we have a lot of people who are theoretical, who create ideas and idealistic about how things will run, but are not realistic with the structures on ground. A lot of times what we are doing is serving a 30% vocal minority and not the majority that are silent there, the poor, for instance. So there's the need for a person to have his structure on ground first. And you build a structure over time. Structures are not built overnight. You can't just come and say, okay, I want to run for president now, and then I'm because I think I have this idea that is wrong. But no, you have to have the people, and that is why nomination forms, that is what do you call it again, in at the party level, are paid for. But at the end of the day, you have on the nomination form, you have members of your party must come and sign that we are nominating this person. Members of your ward, different from the different geopolitical zone, from different senatorial districts, will sign on your nomination form to say this is the person we are nominating. It's a test of saying that you don't just exist out of the blue, but you're a people person, because it's a two-way street. It has to do with both the people that you are going to represent and the government institutions that you want to at least provide leadership to.
Okay.
So
brilliant.
those must be balanced.
This political structures and platforms is actually something that you said we built over the years. And of course, I'm sure you would disagree that a lot of the youths who are actually coming out right now don't have those structures and platforms on ground. What do you have to say to them?
Some do.
Well,
some do, because you find that most don't. Some do. Some have, over time, worked with politicians at the ward level. They've been during elections, they've controlled polling units. They've seen how it is, because elections are won from each polling unit. They've seen how the polling unit processes work. They've worked at the ward level. They've met with the party chairman at the state level. They've met with the party leadership at the national level. So they've had some bit of experience. And you see, the structures is not the structures is about the people. How much people can you say that I have them in my kitty, and in a positive sense, that at this level, at the polling unit, I have for every polling unit, I have 200 people who would vote for me. At the ward level, I have at least 20 polling units that would vote for me. At the local government level, I know that 2,000 polling units are with me, and this is the breakdown of everything. That is the structure itself, and it's the popularity test.
This thing is not only the money factor comes in. You have the structure, you have these platforms, even from the grassroots level, and you're popular you're popular within your constituency. But then somebody comes who is not so popular, maybe somebody who has not been living in Nigeria, and comes with the money factor from a big political party. That is an intimidation. What do you have to say about that, Ayo?
I don't think if I'm very popular, even if it comes with a shape of money, I'm never going to be intimidated. So long as your people can believe in what you want to be, what you have for them, what you set to be your focus, your focal point of direction.
You don't think the money factor comes in?
I mean, it's a factor to look into.
You have all this beautiful structure and platform you just talked about, and you know your people very well. And somebody comes in, a medical doctor from America comes in to say he wants that House of Representatives seat you're sitting on, and he's flaunting money and wrappers and bags of rice for villagers who haven't seen 10,000 naira in a year. Don't you think they will go for him more than the person who has the structure?
But I have a party. I have party chieftains whom I believe in my cause. I also come to defend me and say my.
And of course, you're from a small party because you don't have the money to fund. That's back to that same money. What would you do?
It's a bit. But I think what will still stand here, that money is just one part of the factor.
Money is a big factor.
Yeah,
money is a big factor.
Money is a big factor, and I may take a divergence here, and it has to do now going back to the Not Too Young to Run bill. I wasn't against it, but neither did I support it, and I choose my words carefully because I think it was being run by people who did not understand the political participation process and the problems of that political participation. The problem of political participation has always been about money.
Yeah.
If you were to address any issue in the Electoral Act, it had to do with money. It had to do with how with the way money is being used to run elections. A friend of mine recently was giving me a breakdown that to be able to monitor each of the polling units in all the 774 local governments, and I think we have almost 20-something thousand polling units. To monitor it, you will need 63 billion naira, because to pay each of your agents, because at your polling unit you must have your agent, your party agent. You will need at least 63 billion naira. Now, that is already mind-blowing. And so, if we cannot address the money issues from a legal point of view, from the constitutional point of view, from the Electoral Act, we would end up having this issue. Mind you, the office of the State House of Representatives, the age for running has always been low. It has always been, I think, 25. Councillorship have also been there. Local government chairmen, who are equally very powerful, have always been there. Why haven't young people run for them? There's the money factor.
Problem.
Money is more key.
Thank you. Do you have something to add to that, Ayo?
No, I mean, money factor is there, but I think we need to begin to push a philosophy of money is a factor, and also your popularity is also a factor. So those two things can come together. And
you don't think money would influence your
popularity
of some stuff?
Your popularity will also attract money. Let people see this guy is very popular. Okay, why don't we put our money behind him and let him go further? So it's a two-way thing. Yes, come to the table, one of them.
Yeah.
Buhari is already an example.
Yeah, he didn't come with money. Yeah. He is very popular, so people are bringing their money in to see, okay, fine, how can we support? That's why people bought the farm for him. They just feel with him there. And he was talking about sack philosophy. Like 2015, a lot of people won their seat. They were not even capable. But just the fact that Buhari factor was just there, they all came to various positions because he has a very strong brand. So he didn't have the money. So it depends on what you want. If you are a youth, you shouldn't give up because someone comes with so much money. But if you're sure, all politics is local.
Yeah.
At the end of it. So if you're sure that you have your popularity there, I can tell you that you become a force to reckon with. But she don't build a castle in the air. Don't go and start running for the presidency when you know you're not ready yet for it. Don't run for the government when you know you're not ready for it. Be very truthful to yourself. And start with House of Assembly. It's nothing, it's time.
A councillor.
Build leadership at the end of the day. It's leadership.
One time we're talking about the Chinese model, whereby they say the way they create the leadership is they can ask you to take care of 10 people. And if you're so good, you move further.
Yeah.
If you're bad, you don't go up. So this is consistency in your own progress, and that way you grow up. But the younger generation we belong to are very hasty. It took Buhari 4 times to get it. Are we patient to run for 8 times to maybe get it?
Oh, wow. Thank you guys so much. But final last question. Can you actually involve the women? We're not leaving women out of it. This money is, now you say youth popularity. Of course we know women, I'm a woman. It's not so easy for us like that. Don't you think this money is still too much? I mean 22 million naira, for example from PDP, that's like 11 million naira. Where would women get that kind of money from?
2 things. I believe that in most of the parties, nomination forms are free for women.
Yeah.
Most of the parties.
Yeah. Not all.
Most. Secondly, women are the most powerful brands in politics. There's no election or no person who is in power that won an election that did not have the backing of the women support group.
Yeah.
They did not have the backing of the Yalude of the market, the market women leader. They are the most powerful. Now the question is, how are women leveraging on their power? How are women taking advantage of who they are in politics? Because they are extremely influential. We need to see more women and activism taking place among support groups and NGOs that are promoting, inclusion, women inclusion. There needs to be a conscious effort in promoting women to aspire, because the problem is most of the time they are not even aspiring. They have the power, they have the reach, they have the popularity, but are they aspiring? That is
they
the
have
question.
The money.
Money is not the problem.
Money.
You see, if all the women, if all the market women decide to raise money for their women leader, they will raise it in the day it is declared that this woman wants to run, they will get the money.
Interested.
She's interested.
Millions,
so the problem is get the women to be interested. We need more women like you, Hawa.
Thank you. But last question.
Yeah.
Let's talk about alliance. At the end of the day, I'm sure the small political parties will not be able to. So do you think a way forward is actually merging an alliance? And I'm sure, of course, the strong parties, they also have that as a plan B.
I mean, yeah, that's good. That's what brought APC together to defeat PDP in 2015. 4 parties came together to defeat the giants in the building. So if they can be very smart, I see, in the end of it, power is about how you can put yourself. It's about the numbers. 1. So if you can come together and fuse yourself together against a common enemy, wherever that is, and then put your entire force into it. That's all.
Now talking about young parties.
Young parties, yeah, because
and actually come together.
Yeah. But you see, there are things that young people shouldn't be so ambitious. What's happened with PACT?
Yes.
Half of them were there, one person lost out and they're saying, I'm not interested again.
Yeah, but you say we shouldn't be ambitious, but people say we should be ambitious.
We should not be ambitious blindly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's it.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks
I've been
for having
talking to Akanji, the policy and security analyst. Thank you for being part of Deadline.
Thank you very much.
And Johannes Wojuola, is a lawyer and a political analyst.
Thank you.
Well, the program is Datelineabuja. Sorry we have to come to an end right now. For a repeat broadcast, you can watch our YouTube channel showing right now on your TV screen. Till I come your way, same time, same station. I'm Hawa Momo. Bye for now.